Hi there, it's Rob here for the Gym Team. Welcome to the mobility method, where today we're going to be looking at your back, stability, mobility, and strength. Okay, so grab yourself a pint of water. Cheers. Take a sip, look around your lips, and hydrate. Looking good. Okay, so from there, find yourself a space. Check around one way, check around the other. Make sure you've got plenty of room. Check above your head. Make sure your hands aren't going to go through light fittings or anything else. And make sure your equipment's safely to the side. For this training set, you'll need a nice carpet to do this on. Do it on a hard floor. Make sure you use a nice thick mat. Something like a 10mm mat would be good. Now, if you struggle with your knees as well, you're going to do some exercises on your knees. Please grab a couple of pillows or something that you can place underneath it to give your knee cartilage and patellas that little bit of extra support that they might need. Okay, so let's find a space. We're going to have a fist gap between our feet, and we're just going to work on our marching feet here. So just going to rock forward and back, drive your pelvis forward and lift your chest here. Let your arms just sink down beside your body, thumb facing forward, and web open the fingers nice and wide. Lift the chest, allow yourself to breathe. From here, we're just going to stretch your arms across the body, get as much rotation through the body as we can. Nice. And from there, really planting the feet firmly down to the ground. Big toe to little toe, flat down to the ground. Feel the rotation through the torso. Looking good. From here, we're going to stretch up nice and high and over the top. Big long reaches up and over. Each time, allowing the hips to rock one way and then rocking back the other. And from here, we're going to take our arms down the side of our body and work some side bends. Again, checking our feet position on our toe positions. And imagine your body as a sheet of glass. You're going to rock one side, rock back the other. Imagining you're just spinning that plate of glass side to side here. From here, we're going to take our arms into a W position, holding ourselves nice and flat. Tuck the elbows in and rock one side and then back into the other. Challenge here, trying to tuck the elbow into the side of the body without pulling the elbow into the side. Tilt and turn. From here, can we lift the fingers up and back? From here, we're going to come into a Y position here. We're going to tilt and up. So hold that Y position, arms back, and feel the momentum of your spine here. Allow the pelvis to shift side to side. The movement here is we're keeping the torso in line all the way through. The movement comes from the pelvis sliding to the side. It's like you're at a concert, but instead of just waving your shoulders around, you're waving the whole of your torso. And release. Shake out, roll up hips. From here, we're going to bring the arms out forward. We're going to open one arm, back, and then the other. Make sure your feet continue to face forwards and that your feet remain that fist gap apart. Feel that your toes are equally spread. And the rotation is purely coming from opening up the chest and the shoulders. Let that arm come fully behind you each time. And as you're doing this, you might find that your left arm is a little bit shorter in terms of tension than the right. You're keeping the movement slow and controlled. You're allowing the chest to open and allowing yourself to reach wide and back. Two more here. Last one. And release, roll it out. From here, set the feet up nice and wide. We're going to hinge from our hips, stretch down towards the floor. Feel a nice big stretch all the way through the back of the legs. Dropping the chin down on the chest, feel a nice big stretch through the lower back. Dropping your chin down on your chest. The crown of the head goes down to the floor. And slowly curl up through the body, lifting to the strength in our pelvis. Driving the pelvis forward, allowing the chin to be the last thing to raise before stretching your arms up high, tilting to the side one way, tilting to the other. Dropping the arms, lowering the chin to the chest, folding through the body, lengthening the column of the spine. Slowly coming back up and through, stretching and reaching, tilting to one side, then to the other. Dropping the arms, chin on chest, drop down. Now, hinging from the hips as far as you feel comfortable. Extend the arms up forward and high, thumbs coming up towards the ceiling. Let the arms come back down. And again, your chin is going to be the last thing to come up as you stand back through into vertical. Stretch up and back again. Let's go one more here. Arms dropping down by the side. Chin drops down on chest. We hinge from the hips all the way to the floor. Extend the arms up and forward from up high. Slowly pulling up through the body. Through into standing and stretch and reach again. Elongate until one to the right and one to the left. And from there, release. Okay, coming down to the floor, grab yourself a drink of water, take a sip, lick around your lips. Okay. So the challenge here, we're going to come down to the floor and we're going to work in a press-up position. So coming down to the ground and then onto your knees and onto your hands. Okay, we want to work on straightening that back and arching that back. So we want our feet and our hands a good fist gap apart. And we're going to curl up and arch our spine. And here we're going to curl back out and through, raising our tailbone up behind us and lifting our chest. And we're going to repeat. As you work through this, see if you can make your hands, your knees, and your feet the same gap apart. This exercise is otherwise known as the cat-cow. And we're just going to try and curl and move every movement just a little bit bigger and a bigger range each time. Try and feel every one of your vertebrae in your spine moving. From here, we're going to rest on our right hand and extend the right leg back behind us. Now, as you do this, just do a few repetitions here on the right side. Feel what happens to your knee. As that knee comes back behind you, does the knee keep facing the floor, or does your leg rotate so the inner thigh is facing into the floor? Or do you feel that your leg medially rotates so your knees come back to brushing together? Now, as you extend that leg up behind, I want you to feel that you can keep it in a straight line and the sole of the foot faces up towards the ceiling. Now we stay into this position here. We're going to try and bring the opposing arm into this. So as you stretch forward and reach, bring the left hand to tap the right knee and go again. Four more here. Three more here. Two more. One more. And change arms. Shake out that right arm because it might have got a bit tight as it was holding on. And we're going to extend the left leg only. So we're going to see again if we can get that sole of the foot to face up to the ceiling. So they're kicking back each time. When you're feeling confident, assess, does the knee turn in? Does it turn out, or does the foot stay perfectly parallel as it kicks forward and back? Now, as we work through this, can we raise the opposing arm to the leg that's going out? And each time as it comes back in, that hand taps the knee. Three more here. Two more here. Last one. And release. Slowing ourselves down to the floor. Stretch your arms down by your side and just rest. I want you to feel that your hips and your pelvis can just slowly sink down towards the ground. Feel your lower back drop down, and I just want you to wiggle your hips side to side like a snake. Just allowing that pelvis movement laterally side to side. From here, we're going to go straight leg raises behind us. Now, whichever side you choose to tilt your head to, rest on one of those cheeks and just keep moving this. Now again, I want you to feel the movement of the whole of that leg. Does the knee keep staying flat down towards the floor? Or as you lift, does one side or do both sides cause the leg to laterally rotate so the knee points out towards the side? Or medially rotate so the knee points in towards the middle? You might find it more comfortable now to bring your arms up slightly up to shoulder height or above so that your palms of your hand are resting flat to the floor. Now, as you're doing this, you might be able to find that your hip can raise off the floor as you work through this mobilization. It's really, really important. Can you get a bit more lift? Now, as you're doing it, see if you can create a bit of rotation through the pelvis. But as you're rotating through the pelvis, you're keeping the whole of the side of the body down to the floor. Now, a bit more advanced is as you're rotating through the column of the spine, you're going to turn the knee in so the knee stays parallel to the floor each time. So go slower as you rock through the body. At no point is there an arching through the back. There's a rotation through the column of the spine. And as you're doing it, you're trying to feel all of your back muscles. You're rotating through the column of the body. You're keeping the pelvis down to the floor and in contact at all times. And as you're rotating through, you're trying to turn the leg that's coming up so that the knee continues to point down to the floor. So your thigh is immediately rotating. It's turning in towards the midline of the body each time. One more here. It's a great little exercise. And rest. Just rock your pelvis side to side. Let that release. From here, we're just going to roll onto our back. From there, we're just going to stretch out nice and tall and long. And from here, we're going to work through a flutter kick. So we're going to work our hip flexors here, the muscle on the top of the thighs, top of the front of the legs. And each time they're going to contract to bring our legs up and back down again. Now you're going to rest each leg in between each time. If you find that you get a bit of gastric reflux, then you can do this sitting up with your shoulders back against the wall. If you feel like you can do it in a laying position, please do so. And straighten out the column of your spine as you're doing it. Now, as you're doing these raises, if you feel that the arch in your lower back becomes too severe, then please, by all means, squeeze your abdominals in and tuck that lower back so it sucks into the ground. If that's too much, grab your fingers and place them underneath the small of your back, just to be able to give us better support and stability. Now we're going to do the same exercise, but this time stretch our hands overhead. And relax. From there, we're going to walk our feet in. And we're going to keep the same gap of our feet and our knees the same. We're going to rock over to one side and then come back up to flat again. Turn and roll. Bring it back up again. Turn and roll. Bring it back up. Three more here. That's two. And here we're going to do the same exercise to finish over to the other side. We're keeping the feet and the knees the same, fist gap apart. We're allowing that rotation. And we're allowing that strength to pull ourselves back up. Turn and rotate. Lift and pull back. 4 more here.
This is the city of dreams.
3 more to work. Again, each time we're looking for the ball of the foot to come flat back to the floor. Knee back up to the ceiling. And slowly and again rotate down, rocking over. Top hip now facing up towards the ceiling. The foot coming back to the ground each time. Last one here. And rest. Stretch out both legs, stretch your arms out. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in. Slowly control deep breath out. And again, slow control deep breath in. Slow control deep breath out. So a brilliant training class, all designed to look at your back, shoulder mobility, strength of your lower back and abdominals as well. Hope you enjoyed that training session. Thank you so much for joining me. Please grab yourself a good drink of water. As always, if you did live, hashtag live. If you did on replay, hashtag a replay. And as always, if I can help, please get in contact. Let me know how I can help you with your training. And there, take a good drink of water. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all your efforts as always. See you next time on this one. Well done. Brilliant.